You do.
Alternative, but I'm starting to sing. I'm into
Wait, slow down. Okay, you make your own music, the kind of music you like.
yes.
Okay, now the next question is this: what's your favorite song you did?
Sigil 7, and I got it on my
Stop.
computer right now.
Okay, Sigil 7. All right, and you know I'm number 7, right?
I am too. My birthday in July. My name is Evan too. I don't know. And look, this is what I got. I had it in my dream. This is the Sigil 7. See how it's Tahuti at the top, and then right here it was originally like Anubis. I seen it in my dream, and I woke up and I drew it. And so
we going back to your name now. We almost back to your name. That's where we hit it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and so this is it was originally Anubis right here, but I put the ears back and it looks like it's a combination of Anubis and a dragon. So yeah, everything is just the fact that everything
Anubis
is like,
does have a dragon form, but we don't talk about that because that's going to tie him back to the Mexican Zolo and take him away from being an African jackal, and that's going to fuck up their whole life.
yeah, and I realized that like before like I went into consciousness and the whole Pan-African thing, and you know the stuff behind that disguises to make us look into a land that we ain't even really from, or like, you know, we've been taught to look in everywhere else except for ourselves. But I remember when you said on your live the other day that here we've always had raw talent, you know, like all the leaders, all the artists, or everyone will come here to try to make something evolve. And so when I grew up around Africans and stuff at my school, I realized like a lot of them are book smart, but they're not really like street smart per se, like the ones that I bumped into. I'm like, we've been
Oh
looking,
yeah, that's no.
yeah, and we've
Look,
been,
if
I'm
you
like,
fucking with Nigerians, a Nigerian will talk you out of the hair that's in your armpit if he can make $1 out of it, and you won't even know you look, and you won't even know you gave it to him.
Yeah, and the Ethiopians too. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all don't even know where y'all came from, like, and
Ethiopians are wired different. They wired toward more of spirituality and warfare because
yeah,
that's how they evolved. But the Nigerians from the inner parts of like Lagos, where it's a bustling city, you think you city smart, they will have all your shit and you won't even know you gave it to them until they remind you that you gave it to them.
right.
They good. They good. They know,
Yeah.
and then they got this thing in certain cultures over there where they know how to read tribal habits, and they exploit those.
Yeah.
Like over here, this is a tribal traditional habit.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I got this too. I'll be smoking out of this. This is Creek Indian. So like when I roll my papers or whatever, I'll put it in here and smoke out of it. And it's coyote tail and stuff. You see how it, yeah. I don't want to cut you off, but
Yeah.
I got my stuff ready. I'm like, if you put me in, I got to show you my
Okay,
stuff.
now, because they know this is a cultural phenomenon, they going to try to figure out, they don't want to sell you the herb. They want to figure out how to sell you the rap.
Right.
Right, because they know that we can use the pipe, we can smoke the herb out the pipe,
Right.
or we can smoke it in cigar form.
Or we'll make something new.
And they'll sit there. Look, these motherfuckers will sit there and they'll watch your whole. Peace, God.
What's good, man? Yeah. You coming in loud now, loud and clear now.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, anything to help, I'm all with it. But see, a lot of times it don't be me, and I try to fix it, and it just end up I get frustrated and won't do the live. But that be the social media sources.
Right. Yeah.
If you was looking at the comments when they was talking about they couldn't hardly hear me, it was some people saying, "We hear you just fine, keep going," but other people was like, "I can't hardly hear you. I can't hardly hear you." That's good. Those volumes is affected by controlling the algorithm. So however they want to, they only want so many people to hear what's being said.
Right.
So when it gets to a certain number of people, it start blocking the sound of other people.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah.
So Tell the people your name, man, where you calling from so we can get on into this chat.
Yeah, it's Michael Phoenix, man. You know, they in my neighborhood they call me Mike Will Dirty Red. I'm from River Rouge, Michigan.
Oh, you right
Red
down for me.
Yeah. You know, the home of the Black Panthers, maroon and white. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know River Rouge mean Red River.
Right. Yep.
Right. I had to bring that up because we talking about Detroit Red, Malcolm X, and that's another knock.
Right. That's why I brought it up.
Right. And then when your name is Dirty Red. Right. I had my cousin and them grew up, they had a best friend named Dirty Red.
So
Dirty Red had a brother named Misi. One of them killed the other one over a chicken wing.
Wow.
Here we is, chickens coming home to roost. They turned the Audubon ballroom into a barbecue joint. Barbecue was leading the revolution in Haiti. But I'm getting an Apollo knockoff of a songbird that sung Black Coffee at a Farrakhan Betty Shabazz meeting in Detroit. Apollo means destroyer. Right. Now you got two places in New York. You got the Audubon Ballroom, and then you got the Apollo. The Audubon is a German knock on a high-speed expressway. Right. A ballroom is where you go to dance. That's a Chicago knock on a stepper set. Right. We call it in Detroit gigging. Right. So when we get to gigging, we go from gigging to what? Jitting. It's city in this motherfucker, right? Crazy legs. We getting that shit, right? But all of these are tribal messages being delivered through cultural phenomenon, and it's natural to who he is. And I'm pointing out because the ones of us that recognize what I'm pointing out recognize that our culture never left. So when Malcolm said we was robbed of our names, robbed of our cultures, or that was Khalid. You know, by the way some of us act, maybe you think we even lost our mind.
That was Khalid.
Right. So all the time, our culture never was gone nowhere. The only thing they stole, they paper genocided us out of our identity. And tried to replace us with $5 Indians that they brought from the Mongolian wars. If you don't know they was fighting Mongolians, Huns, and Vedics, you won't never know where them motherfuckers came from, because them was the slaves they brought over here. So so all this stuff is like all synchronicities to me. Like I ain't really interested in being on here right now. No, but Big Mama told me get off my ass and go get on the motherfucking social media. I got something to talk about. So I told her, I was like, I don't know, but I go talk. I don't got nothing to say. She said, by the time you get there, you're gonna have something to say. You're gonna be talking about Brother Malcolm. And my sister used to call me Brother Malcolm as a funny nickname that they gave me when I came home from the joint. They started calling me Brother Malcolm. Yeah.
Because all the books you was reading and shit.
Yeah. And then they like dude at work, his name was Clay. Clay was in my team. I was the team leader. And I didn't know this for the longest, but they used to try to ask me about shit that I don't know something about. One day Clay called me. He said, "Come here, Rod." He said, "What kind of motherfucker is you?" I'm like, "What you mean?" He said, "Man, everything somebody asks you about, you can go into intimate detail like you was there." I was like, "I don't know, man. I just answered the question they gave me." And he said, "But we can't ask you nothing you don't know something about." I said, "Yeah, I know what I don't know about, but I ain't gonna tell you so you can use it against me."
That's how it be.
But yeah, that's hey. So yeah, but they're calling me Brother Malcolm. Here he is on El Haj Malik El Shabazz, knocking like a motherfucker. On
We gonna continue.
Audubon Ballroom.
We gonna
Step
continue to knock a little bit. Yeah, my birthday 4/22. Then my mother got
422 is 44 on the angel flip. And you was born with angel wings, baby.
Then my mom's she got 6 sisters, so it's 7 of them.
7 sisters, Pleiadian seal.
The oldest sister, her name Betty, and Betty's older daughter is Donna. And I was in
Betty.
Go ahead.
That's a Black Madonna knock. Black Betty. Shrine of the Black Madonna.
Right.
Madonna means Donna's mama.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And the Shrine of the Black Madonna is from Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. For sure. And I was in the Marine. I was in the Marine Corps. Marine Corps birthday happened to be November 10th.
Semper Fi, motherfuckers. You don't know what's going on. Semper motherfucking Fi.
Right. So, like I said, we was gonna continue to knock a little bit.
Yes, sir. So I went to go join the military and I signed up to be a Marine and I missed the test by 1 point, so they say.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Well, they weren't gonna let me in nowhere. They knew who I was and I wasn't aware of that fact. So they weren't gonna never let they knew who I was. They would never let me in the military. That's the wrong nigga to let in this shit because he gonna take over the first chance he get.
Right, yeah. See, that's
they already knew.
They played me. They wouldn't give me rank because I had the attitude, you know. I was good at my job. I did infantry, you know, that's a foot soldier,
yes, basically. Sir, I know the rankings. I love that military shit, dog.
Yeah, I was pretty good at my job, you know what I'm saying? But when it came down to it, I cuss the officer out. I cuss whoever the fuck I wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. So they ain't like that too much. And you know, I went through a couple of situations where I felt like they was trying to kill me, shit like that. You know, when I got out, I wanted to. This was back in like the early '90s. I was trying to get the fellas from the hood to start a little organization. You know, running through the hood, making sure everybody was doing what they were supposed to do. The dope dealers was putting money back in the neighborhood, stuff like that. Everybody thought I was talking crazy and shit, man. So, you know, I just went out.
If you go back to when we came up in the 80s, remember, YBI Pointed Down used to have picnics all the time.
Right, yep.
Used to have picnics all the time. Yep. When you come down here in Pontiac, the local dealers, they always was doing something to get back to the community because most of the people that was selling drugs in our community wasn't doing it to be a drug dealer. They was doing it because all of our motherfucking resources was cut off.
Yep.
We was cut off from our resources. We got to make a living, and we not the type of people gonna sit around. My song say best. One of them dudes live in my mama house or be a man, go out in the streets and try to figure it out.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a New York knock. My song, The General. Man, this shit. My song is one of the most underrated rappers right now in the game.
Yeah, I ain't never heard him. I gotta check him out.
You look, he got a freestyle on 106 in Park, and he is it 106. I think it's 106 in Park. He got another one on Funkmaster Flex, but he got a song with Hobson. It's a part 2 to a Hobson song. Hobson got a song, and in the song he was talking about the real nigga blues, and then in the video that my song did, he bumped into Hobson on the street.
Okay.
And he was like, "Hey man, ain't you that Hobson guy?" He said, "Yeah." He said, I got a bone to pick with you. So he started telling me what real niggas do, right? And then he said, what we need to do is like Autobots.
Right.
We need to all get together and form one body and take this shit over. That's basically what he was telling me. But he was explaining the struggle so vivid. It's like he was talking my life and he don't even know me. Never seen me a day in his life. Man, how this nigga know me?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's how the code talkers, that's how you know when you being talked to in code.
Right.
Because it's a message in there for you, right? But the person that's talking might not never seen you before.
Yeah.
Right? The first one I got like that, I was in the county jail in Chicago. I just got locked up. And the sister come in the county jail. She with this guy named Hawk, which caught my attention. And she was telling us to use our time constructively. And she said, y'all got enough time, you can get a PhD while you in here. There's books everywhere. I listened to her. And when I got tired, a lady from Detroit have I forgot her name, but she's the sweetest sister that you ever want to meet. But she's from Detroit. And they go to the joint and they do African dance during Black History Month.
Okay. So
we in Black History Month, and I'm beating myself up on the yard because I'm like reading book after book after book after book. I'm like, this shit ain't doing it. It's worthless.
Right.
I felt like it was futile. It's worthless. I done read at this time probably 1,400 books, right? I'm only like 4 years in.
Right. Damn.
Maybe 5 years. But they come up for Black History Month and the sisters is dancing. She stopped them from dancing. She said, I got a message for somebody, but I don't know who it's for. She said, but the message is this: whatever you do, don't stop till you get your PhD. It don't matter what you get it in. God damn, that was some abrasive awareness.
Right.
Because it's like she was talking directly to me. I went and told her after it was over with. I said, that was my message. Because I got the same message in Chicago 5 years ago when I first got locked up.
Right.
Right. And in the middle of that, a brother gave me the same message. He was an old dope fiend off the east side of Detroit, old heroin addict. And he said, man, all these young brothers in here with all this time, all they want to do is chase boys, play basketball, and gamble at the gambling table. Don't none of them want to go to the library. Don't none of them want to go to the law library. He said, you're the only one I see read. He said, I'm going to tell you this. If you don't listen to nothing else a brother tell you, don't stop studying until you got your PhD. I was like, damn, where this motherfucker come from?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I used to get the messages from the crackheads back when I was younger. Everybody used to ask me, "Why you sitting there talking to him, man? Why you talking to him?" I'm like, because who I'm gonna get the knowledge from? He already know what he messed up at. You know what I'm saying? If I listen to him, I know what not to mess up at. You know, and everybody like, man, you a trip, man. A lot of them cats, they wound up going to prison and you know, some of them still out there trying to sell dope right now in their 50s and shit. And it's like, man.
Yeah, they don't think that the game changed. They're still stuck in their teenage years. That's a severe case of arrested development.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I got a homeboy that's my man's. I mean, we went to war together many times, but he can't stop serving, and the society is not the same as it was.
Right. Yeah.
So you can't. In 89, 88, he could come out the county jail after a year, hit the block, flip a couple bricks, and now he's sitting pretty. You can't do that now. You're going to flip a brick and end up in the penitentiary. It's just that quick.
Yeah.
And the money is cut off in the dope game for the most part, unless you've been in it the whole time. And that's rare.
Yeah.
That average motherfucker in the dope game got a 5-year lifespan, either his literal life or his hustle life.
Yeah.
If you make it past 5 years and you still breathing, you need to switch your profession real quick because your time is running out quick.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. That's real. That's real.
I hear Big Meech talking to me too.
Yeah, he from my neighborhood, man, out there
That's
Southwest
what he
Detroit.
just told me. I thought he was lying.
Yeah,
He said that's one of my homeboys from my end.
Yeah,
I didn't even believe what was coming in my head. I knew it was Big Meech, but I'm like, no, that can't be. But I still go through that.
I grew up with a lot of them cats, man. You know,
Yeah,
a lot of them.
Meech learned how to live with money, with wealth, without it changing who he was at his core.
Yeah.
Once he learned that, he became the chief responsible to teach the next young guys how to live without the money going to their head. Nigga, just because you got some money today don't mean you're going to have that shit tomorrow. Money come and go.
Right.
And if you want to keep money, keep doing the right thing, because money is the side effect from repeatedly doing the right thing over and over. The motherfucker is not finna hold Meech in there no another 2 years. It's not going to happen.
They can't do it. Nope.
He got to be turned out because he's one of the chiefs on the land. And he got a whole bunch of young niggas that he got to go knock straight. And I'm not doing his work for him.
Right.
I don't mind doing it. I mean, like, I'm not opposed to it, but he trained himself up to be the teacher of young boys becoming men with wealth.
Right.
Opulent wealth. Where everywhere you go, you own a house, not rent.
Yep.
Yeah. And he said when I was talking, I said, I hear Big Meech coming in. He said, yeah, he fucked around with us, them 50 boys.
That was my brother and them, man. I ain't really, you know, I used to do my little thing with the Mary Jane, but I ain't really get down like
Yeah,
that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, all of the 50 boys wasn't even hustlers.
Right.
Some of them was just they homeboys and hung out with them, and the hustlers took
Yeah,
care of
we was all, everybody had their little cliques out there. We was all tight though. You know, we would party together,
them.
have peaceful parties. You know, you got Southwest Detroit, E-Course, and River Rouge. And you know, we were all like rival schools. But once we all grew up, everything was peaceful. It was just like everything had peaced out once I got out the military. And that's what I was preaching. I'm like, man, you know, we all, our fathers and them, they grew up and they was hanging with each other and shit. We grown now. We can't keep fighting and shit. You know, if
Yeah,
everybody, go ahead.
yeah. Before that, we was over there with BKs and Flynn's.
Yeah,
You
Earl
know,
Flynn. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Scony and up the block.
Scony. Yeah. Yeah. I remember all that, man. I was right in the middle of all that shit growing up, you know.